I'll handle it. I'm a homeowner. I'm an adult. I don't need you looking over my shoulder because I'm changing a garage door or throwing a frisbee or braiding hair or anything else they want to get their beak wet, charging a fee for a license or some. This state is all these pigs at the trough.
Bay Area citizens have been complaining in recent years about all the humans in the streets, but now the streets are full of something else. They call it San Francisco snow.
New York is New York. It's definitely it's the media capital, the financial capital. It is a bellwether like no other city is in this country. So don't tell me that who the mayor of New York is doesn't matter. When you let the Democrats, socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get. The state-run grocery stores, which worked so well in Cuba and the Soviet Union and Venezuela.
Los Angeles, New York, and San Francisco are famous cities run by Democratic leaders, yet they feel like a shadow of their old selves. Ma sees this clearly and decides it's time to find out what's really causing their fall. His deep dive is shocking, sharp, and sure to stir up more than a little anger. So, if you love bold political talk, then hit subscribe and let's start.
It's kind of good in a way that you are the douchebag because if you're already hated, then you don't have to, because trust me, what you're going to go up against is a state that is just full of special interests, all of which are very, very powerful. I mean, you can't do anything in this state without getting a license or an inspection. I bitched about this many times. I wanted to change my garage door. It was built as a 3 and it really is only for 2. I'm a humble man. It's not a 3-car garage. You ever built that, wanted to big themselves up and tell some chick, I got a 3? You don't. You have a 2-car garage and that's fine. I have 1 car. I'm a simple man. 1 car, 1 house, 1 plane. Simple person. No. So just to get my garage door changed took 3 inspections. First of all, why are you inspecting it all?
Many people are quietly packing up and leaving Los Angeles. And it's for the exact reasons Ma is pointing out. Choking red tape and a government that seems set on poking into every corner of private life. Something as simple as replacing a garage door turns into a long, drawn-out mess of permits, approvals, and endless waiting. It's as annoying as it is tiring. Over time, these small headaches pile up, wearing down people's patience and sense of freedom. Residents start to feel like they need permission to live their own lives, and that frustration slowly turns into resentment. For many, the breaking point isn't one big problem, but 1,000 small ones that never go away. So they leave, not always loudly, but steadily, looking for places where life feels easier, where common sense beats red tape, and where they can breathe without always looking over their shoulder.
Homeowner, I'm an adult. I don't need you looking over my shoulder because I'm changing a garage door or throwing a frisbee or braiding hair or anything else they want to get their beak wet, charging a fee for a license or some bullshit. This state is all these fucking pigs at the trough.
The reason simple projects turn into frustrating roadblocks in Los Angeles isn't just bad management, it's the system itself. When you try to fix something as small as a garage door, you get pulled into a maze of permits, approvals, inspections, and of course, fees. And that's where the real problem lies. The state doesn't just regulate. It feels like it cashes in on every step. Each step of the process seems built to squeeze out payment, turning regular homeowners into unwilling players in an endless cycle of charges. What should be a quick, easy fix becomes a costly, time-eating ordeal. Over time, this creates a feeling that nothing is truly yours to manage without the government stepping in. It's not just about money. It's about control, frustration, and the constant feeling that you're being squeezed for simply taking care of your own property. For many residents, that growing anger is what finally makes them say enough is enough.
In court telling me they had no legal responsibility to make sure my house doesn't burn down.
Who said?
The city.
The city.
So, but yet the city, if I want to rebuild right now with my California Fair Plan, $1 million I got, they want to put $1.2 million into caissons into the dirt because now to be up to the zone for the hill I live in, these caissons weren't there.
What are caissons?
To go into the bedrock. This house was 60 years old. I didn't have these.
What's a caisson?
They're like circular things that go into the ground deep down to hold the house together because now they care.
Well, they sound important.
They didn't care that my house burned down, and they don't. And they say so. Now they've changed the zoning that I need $1.2 million in things to go down the dirt that weren't there for 60 years.
Spencer Pratt has voiced a similar frustration, pointing to what he sees as a deeper problem in the system. After paying millions in taxes over the years, he expected some help when it came time to rebuild. Instead, what he found felt like more of the same. Demands for extra payments rather than real support. By his account, when he reached out to check if there were programs to help homeowners recover, the answer wasn't relief, but another money problem. He says he was told that just stabilizing the existing structure could cost him around $2 million in required work and fees. To him, it raises a basic question: what exactly are taxpayers getting back? Instead of feeling supported during a tough process, he says he feels squeezed again, backing up the idea that the system cares more about pulling in money than actually helping people rebuild and recover.
The Casons,
They were never there. For 60 years, this house was there.
and they were supposed to be?
No, this is the new thing. So like you're saying, with your three people come in showing up, it's just more money, more money. How can we how can we bill you more? How can we have more red tape?
Yes.
How can we stop building?
No,
That's why these YIMBY people, I keep telling them, I'm going to be the savior of the YIMBY people. Do you know what a YIMBY is?
Not in my backyard.
No, that's a NIMBY.
Oh, what's a YIMBY?
YIMBY, yes, in my backyard.
Yes, in my backyard.
So these people think I'm anti them because I tried to stop the YIMBY people from putting.
You're not anti them. You're pro them.
I want building. There's a confusion. I want to build all across LA in all the space we have.
Another sharp point Spencer Pratt raises is what he sees as deep-rooted dysfunction in Los Angeles. It forces an uncomfortable question: where is all the money actually going? The state pulls in huge amounts of tax money, far from pocket change. Yet, when you look around, it's hard to point to steady, real improvements across major parts of the city. Infrastructure problems linger. Public services feel stretched thin, and everyday residents aren't really seeing a clear return on what they pay. That gap is what fuels doubt. If the money is being collected, why isn't the result visible? Instead of comfort, what many people feel is the opposite: a constant hunt for new fees, new fines, and new ways to squeeze even more from the same taxpayers. For critics like Pratt, that's the most frustrating part. Not just the cost, but the feeling that the system takes more than it gives back, leaving citizens asking who truly benefits.
It's also, yes, undeniably true that LA is built in a stupid place to build a city. But when it's not on fire, it's really quite lovely. And it's my home. And stupid as its origin may be, it's not going anywhere. Axios ran a story on how getting the water out of the hydrants in Pacific Palisades was more complicated than it seems. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's very complicated. That's why I pay 13% of my income in this state every year to people who I assumed were working on things like this.
Maher points to what he sees as a clear breakdown in leadership happening in Los Angeles. In his view, residents and high earners alike are giving up big chunks of their income. He points to numbers like 13% of his pay going to state and local taxes, expecting those funds to go back into fixing and improving the city. Yet, from his view, there's little clear proof of real progress. It echoes the same worry raised by Spencer Pratt, a lingering question about where all the money actually goes once it's collected. At the same time, Los Angeles keeps facing serious risks, including repeat wildfire threats that have already caused major damage in the past. The question May raises is whether the city truly has a strong working plan in place to stop or contain future disasters. In his view, there's little reason to trust that any solid, well-run plan exists to handle those challenges.
I'm all about building and cutting red tape and stopping the bureaucracy. But they think because I didn't want a 7-story cement building on a street that you can't even park on in a high fire severity zone, and I was like, no, we can't do that here. Like, oh, he's a NIMBY. I'm like, no. Let's build. We need things to be more affordable. We need more housing, but it needs to be where all the naked drug addicts are that we're gonna move and put to beautiful nature with the Erewhon combo plates.
Stop talking about the naked drug addicts, naked pictures, naked drug
They're all
addicts.
naked. They are all naked. I have to tell the truth.
At the end of the day, all of this comes down to leadership. Cities don't run on slogans or promises. They run on choices, priorities, and accountability. If the mayor of Los Angeles were voted out and replaced with someone truly focused on fixing the city instead of playing politics, you'd expect real change to follow. Better planning, tighter spending, and a clearer focus on residents' day-to-day struggles could start to turn the decline around. But instead, here we are. A Democratic leader stays in place in the form of Karen Bass, and yet Many residents feel that Los Angeles keeps getting worse instead of better. From housing pressure to public safety worries and red tape gridlock, the problems don't seem to be easing. For critics, it raises a simple but uncomfortable question. If leadership is meant to push a city forward, why does it feel like LA is moving the wrong way day after day? Sadly, Los Angeles isn't the only Democrat-run city facing serious decline. Another is San Francisco.
Bay Area citizens have been complaining in recent years about all the human feces in the streets, but now the streets are full of something else. They call it San Francisco snow. It's glass, piles and piles of shattered glass everywhere from car windows being smashed. It's so routine to have this happen to any parked car that people purposefully leave the windows down and the glove compartment open so thieves can see there's nothing of value. Or they leave a note on the car politely assuring the thief that there's nothing worth stealing and please don't break the windows.
San Francisco is facing a growing homelessness crisis that has become a daily worry for many of its residents. What was once seen as a complex social issue is now felt by a large number of citizens in very real and visible ways. People report camps spilling onto sidewalks, public spaces blocked off, and incidents of disorder that include property damage and break-ins, especially involving parked cars, litter, and dirty conditions in certain areas have only added to the frustration and sense of decline. Despite the city pouring millions of dollars into outreach programs, shelters, and long-term housing plans, the problem hasn't eased in any clear way. In fact, many argue that the visible presence of homelessness seems to be growing instead of shrinking. This gap between spending and results has fueled debate over whether current policies actually work, or whether a totally different approach is needed to fix the crisis.
San Francisco in the last few years has seen 11 Walgreens and 6 CVS stores just give up and close because that town seems simply beyond law, which is heartbreaking because I, like so many people, love that city, and I don't think it's corny to admit, yes, I left my heart in San Francisco. Also, my wallet and iPhone.
You can see Ma is clearly frustrated because in his view, Democrats have repeatedly dodged the issues that matter most in cities like San Francisco. Instead of putting steady focus on core concerns like public safety, housing, and the local economy, he argues that political energy has often gone toward more symbolic or divisive culture fights. Issues like economic recovery, rising crime worries, and urban decay are, in his view, pushed to the background, while attention turns to topics like transgender participation in women's sports. For critics like Ma, this mismatch in priorities has real consequences. When leaders focus on culture war flashpoints instead of daily governing, the deep problems in a city are left to get worse over time. In his view, this imbalance is part of why San Francisco keeps struggling, with residents feeling it through declining public order, strained services, and an overall sense that the city is losing stability and direction. But it's not only San Francisco facing these issues. Ma warns that New York could be heading toward a similar problem too. What Bill Maher is saying is simple.
New York is New York. It's definitely it's the media capital, the financial capital. It is a bellwether like no other city is in this country. So don't tell me that who the mayor of New York is doesn't matter.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Do you think, let's say, on the seize the means of production, do you think the mayor, that one person, if he is a democratic socialist, do you think that he would have the power and influence to be able to usher in socialism?
He definitely has the power and influence to elect J.D. Vance or whoever is the Republican candidate next time.
If Mamdani brings in policies that critics believe could push New York into decline, that decline becomes a powerful talking point for whoever runs against Trump's successor, making it easier for them to win. Mamdani is already floating ideas that could set this decline in motion. Two stand out: more government control over transit and free city-funded grocery stores. On the surface, both sound great, promising lower costs and easier access for everyday New Yorkers. But underneath that appeal sits a real problem. Government-run transit and grocery systems need huge upfront cash, ongoing support, and skilled management to work well. And these kinds of systems often run into red tape, rising costs, and shaky service once the early excitement fades. Keeping them going long-term, especially in a city as big and pricey as New York, takes resources and discipline that city governments rarely manage to hold on to. So while these ideas might win quick popularity, their long-term success remains truly uncertain.
The Democrat socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists. When you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get. The state-run grocery stores, which work so well in Cuba and the Soviet Union and Venezuela, just bad ideas. And again, this ugly streak, streak of anti-Semitism.
Who's the most popular politician on the left?
AOC? I don't know.
One of, but who's Bernie? Bernie is
Bernie, yeah.
Bernie is. I mean, he's not a capitalist.
No, he's not, and he's also not president.
He's not. But
never would be.
But neither is Mamdani.
No, but he will. Trust me, he will be featured in the campaign commercials.
But they're going to feature people. They boogeyman everybody.
Yeah, but you don't have to boogeyman him. He does it to himself.
Ma believes Mamdani's push to bring socialist-style policies to New York could create serious problems for the city itself. It could also deal a real blow to the Democratic Party's broader push to win back national power. In Ma's view, a struggling New York under Mamdani would hand Republicans a ready-made story for the next election. They could point straight at the city as proof that Democratic rule, especially its more progressive wing, leads to economic mess and urban decline. Instead of debating specific policies, the GOP would simply hold up New York as the example. A warning story meant to convince voters nationwide that Democrats can't be trusted with power again. For Ma, this is the bigger danger. It's not just about New York's future, but how one city's struggles could become a powerful weapon shaping the whole national conversation heading into future elections.
Democrats can tell voters it's not so bad, or that they're stupid and racist and we don't want their votes anyway, but that is a powerful campaign theme when there's that feeling that things are descending into every man for himself lawlessness. New York was like that in the Son of Sam 70s. Only back then we had taxi driver. Now we have Uber driver.
Taken together, Ma's criticism paints a bigger picture of a city facing more than just scattered problems. From rising taxes and heavy red tape to questions about where public money really goes, the same theme keeps coming up: a growing gap between what residents pay in and what they get back. Spencer Pratt's frustrations echo the same point. Whether it's rebuilding homes, fixing infrastructure, or getting basic support, the process often feels costly, slow, and unclear. On top of this sit ongoing safety worries, homelessness struggles, and risks like wildfires, all of which need strong, coordinated leadership. Yet critics argue the response looks scattered, underfunded, or hard to track. For Ma, the result is a sense of leadership that lacks urgency and clarity, leaving citizens questioning priorities and accountability. In the end, the worry isn't just about single policies, but whether the system itself delivers the stability, honesty, and results residents expect from their city leaders. And on that note, we wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.